Hey guys, welcome to my first episode of well, my new gaming channel. Um, I just thought I would, give a shot to something new here. I've never been super comfortable talking in front of people or around people, knowing that people are going to be watching. But it's something I love doing games, and I've always wanted to sort of maybe get the chance to introduce people to games they haven't necessarily seen before. And I thought I'd start off with a very, very obscure title that not too many people, I think, in America had heard of at the time it came out, or even to this day. And that's Sunsoft's title, simply named Monsterseed. It's sort of, I guess, like a JRPG style thing, kind of in the same vein as something like a Digimon World or Monster Rancher, kind of Pokemon-y, but it takes the things that I think Pokemon did well and implemented newer strategies to it. The gameplay got changed quite a lot around this game, and overall, I think really makes the game a lot more challenging, which you'll see some of a little bit later as to what and I'll refer to them as I go through the game. I'll refer to the points that I think make this like a better version of Pokemon and something I would much rather play than a Pokemon. Even being a Pokemon fan myself, I'd much rather pop this, which is a classic to me. Um, Anyway, the storyline stars a character named Daniel, who you just saw there, traveling to a town. He's what's known as a ruler, which is a man who has the ability to summon and control monsters on the battlefield. And in his travels, he has run across these two gentlemen right here, and they're basically going to explain they're having a sort of a plan that you don't get to hear really what's going on. You just get brief snippets, and he's going to come up with the idea, that man right there, to fight the boy, as it's a very, very good possibility that he heard part of the plan. But I think some of the beginning here, what really works to me, is you your character is very, very portrayed as a sort of a young boy. I mean, the picture makes him look kind of young. He doesn't look super old in his little sprite. I mean, I know they're cartoony sprites, but he doesn't look super old. And he's portrayed as sort of a coward, I think, is a real thing here. He's not portrayed as super brave right now. He knows he's outnumbered. He knows that he doesn't have any monsters to fight, as he's sold them, and he gets offered the opportunity to run, and he agrees to take that. He knows he can't win. He tries to take that as a moment to run away. Only he doesn't. They call him a coward and immediately proceed to try to get rid of the waste, so to speak. Now, you're going to see me just sort of end my turn here because this is a tutorial battle just designed to show you one of the things I think the game implements so well. You are very, very outmatched in this battle. You have absolutely no shot of winning this fight right from the beginning. Square one, you are outclassed, outgunned, outmanned. You have you can't, you do no damage to them. They can pretty much wreck you right off the bat. And it gives you a real good shot of helplessness to know that you have no monsters. So I'm gonna show you can attack. Standby will be how you saw me end my turn a little bit ago. Call gives you the ability, when you have them, to summon a monster. Direction and recovery will both be two things that you can give to your monsters when you have them. Direction will let you bring them to new commands. Recovery to bring them back to you, so you can summon another. Item will be obviously how you heal, poison other enemies, use various magics. Status gives you the ability to check out anybody on the field, their abilities. You can see my character's not ridiculously overpowered, but he's got fairly decent stats. Nothing under 20, so he's not terrible. And then map just lets you look over the whole thing. So, for the sake of this, I'm gonna attack Dryden just once, just to show you guys how weak you are. Okay, I did 3 damage to him. So that's not you're not gonna win very many games. I could attack again, but I'm just gonna stand by here to not really waste too much more time because there's no point. You're not gonna you can't. It's impossible to win. Even if you manage to dodge every attack, you will not win sooner or later. I've done this with game shot codes before just to see what would happen. Eventually, you cannot hit them anymore. It will make you miss repeatedly, so that you are designed to lose this battle because the next cutscene that you're gonna get to after this couldn't happen if you won. And why I like this so much is because while it shows you your character being severely outgunned, your character never genuinely is shown as getting better. His stats don't increase, he doesn't get more of anything, he is exactly the same the whole game. But through a difficulty curve as you go, the enemies get slightly curved down to seem like you are doing more damage and you are stronger, despite the fact that your actual stats never change. So there you saw, I just lost, and now I wake up in this town here, which they will explain variously how you ended up here. And I think the dialogue is decently done for awful Japanese translations, and it really is pretty bad Japanese translation. My main complaint here would be that they go very, very deep in details, and they like to sort of repeat things and point out obvious and sort of, I guess, unnecessary details about itself. You don't need to know a lot of these things. Like, he makes the point of saying that he has no monsters. So they have to specify 3 times, like just now, that he has no monsters. So he asks him, and then he asks him again. And then they specify again that he hasn't got any money, even though they clarified that he has no money either. And, I mean, that's sort of a downfall of the dialogue, but it's not too bad, because there's not too much dialogue all the time in the game. It's a lot about wandering, and there's no maps, so it's kind of just exploring, and there's not constant nagging at you like there would be in a major story-based game like a Final Fantasy, or even a Pokemon, where there's a lot of dialogue, which does help the flow of the story, I think, in those games. But in this one, I think the explore-heavy, dialogue-less combat works. And that's my own personal take on it, naturally. You know, everyone's going to have a different opinion on that. But, you know, I just think that it works for the sake of this. Because, you know, at the time, I guess it kind of makes sense. You know, you just woke up from getting pummeled. For the sake of a concussion, I guess, it makes sense to clarify all these facts and really make sure that everything is clear, because maybe you don't know everything right off the top of your head because you've been beaten so badly. You know, who knows what you know when you wake up. So, to their credit, I kind of give them the explanations right here. So, it's not too bad. It's passable, but you still can't look past entirely how much runaround they give you with the dialogue. But I genuinely, I like the characters. You see some progression in your main character go from the coward he was at the beginning to a much more bold, sort of hardened adventurer who, you know, is willing to just take anybody out that gets in his way on his path to completing what he believes is the right thing to do. And I can kind of respect that out of the game because of how small it is, how small scale. It really does try its best to give you a lot out of a little. So after that dialogue, you're going to come out here, and I'm going to stop right here for you guys. What I'm going to do is bring in the next video, I'm going to go ahead and step outside this door, and I'm going to show you guys one of the weirdest, I think, arcs I've ever seen in a video game, which, to this game's credit, is pretty interesting. It's pretty well played. It's kind of subtle. It's not super trashy or anything like that. It's just really something that needs to be witnessed to be explained very, very well. So I'm going to cut it out right there. And, yeah, please tune in next time. Like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear you guys' input on this. What you think of me, what you think of the game so far. Things you'd like to see out of my future videos. What you'd like to see out of this one. Maybe there's something you'd like me to address. Questions you have, I'll be more than happy to answer in the video, talking as I go through the game. Would maybe you'd like to hear it more of like a narration style and less of like me just rambling over the video. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, so please give me something to work on, work with here. I'd like to build up to, something great with you guys behind me. With you guys' support, grow together as a channel. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, night, weekend, whenever you watch this. Take care.